Hey, I want to talk to you guys about chondromalacia. So check this out, guys. We zoomed in, and what we're looking at here is the patella, and then the femur and the tibia and the fibula. So let me just explain what chondromalacia is. It's basically whenever all of the soft tissue structures that are kind of hiding in that hole in there become so tight that the kneecap is immobile, and then that's when we start having it rub on the soft tissue structures, including the cartilage, what else, Bart?
Ligaments, tendons, muscles.
And most importantly, the fascia is what ends up gluing it all together. So first of all, a healthy knee, go ahead and straighten your knee out, Kim, should be able to move like this. See how I can move her kneecap? So if she can move her kneecap like this, then most likely it's not stuck down. So the first thing I would do is do a little test to see if yours is. Now, we're using several different of the FasciaBlaster products to address this. So let me just first say that we have to do the entire leg, front, back, and side. So we started with the FasciaBlaster. You've got layers of fascia that come down. You've got muscle in between and fascia running through all of that. So basically all of that can go on lockdown. And that's what happens inside the knee prior to getting that chondromalacia diagnosis. So when we look at the fascia, it runs from the feet all the way through the leg, and in some cases all the way up to the head. So we've got to address this whole leg. So Kim has actually been warming up with the FasciaBlaster, and what happens is that first layer of fascia, as you start to scrub through it, and again, you can't roll, that's what smushes it, but the claws of the FasciaBlaster open that first layer of tissue and loosen it, and then they start to go down deeper and deeper. So the first part of fixing this is to go ahead and open all of the fascia from the leg, front, back, and side. We do the prep with the FasciaBlaster, and then you can move on to one of the bigger blasters. I am a big fan of the large blaster for the bigger areas because you can just get more leverage. We have tons of playlists, you guys, on how to blast the legs. Just remember that this is kind of like the prep treatment for actually getting into the knee. So she would do this on the front. I like to do it lying down, but you can get your hamstring. But I think the crown jewel of the chondromalacia treatment strategy is to really get the kneecap open. First of all, you want to go ahead and straighten the leg, and then you want to really relax it. You never want to palpate the tissue when you're squeezing. But with the Mini 2 or the Nugget or the Mini 1, you have the various points. And what you're going to do is just go all along the knee with the poke and wiggle wiggle technique. Now, if your knee is stuck down, then that means your fascia is probably going to be entangling your nerves and maybe impeding your blood flow, so this may not feel quite so pleasant. One thing that might happen too is we could poke here, and then all of a sudden she starts feeling her IT band, so we know that those might be connected. So basically you're gonna kind of chase the pain. And this treatment, by the way, the whole thing, I would probably take about 15 to 20 minutes to do all of it. And I go all around this kneecap. I would come in and do the poke and wiggle down on the peroneals, anywhere that you're feeling pain. And then I want to teach you how to do your own kneecap. Grab it and really wiggle it back and forth. Really wiggle it up and down, because the key to not having the cartilage and the friction is what, Bart?
Mobility.
Yeah, you got to have mobility. And I think the key missing thing is the fascia, because if you just come in for a joint mob but all of this is still tight and on lockdown, the joint mob is just going to be kind of forced. So the FasciaBlaster just gives you an awesome option to treat yourself at home, and you really don't even have to be injured or experiencing runner's knee to get a huge benefit from this. It's a big part of the leg alignment, and it's also a big part of total body skeletal alignment. If you're a newbie, you would want to start off light and let the tissue open, and then eventually you'll be down at that level. But this is a fantastic option for runners for so many reasons, not just the chondromalacia, you know, kind of post-operative, prevention, maintenance, regular maintenance, but just in general for anyone. So we go into this a little bit more in depth in the blog, so make sure to check that out, and we'd love to see all of you free of runner's knee pain.